Ever feel like your life is a hamster wheel, spinning furiously, but you're not actually going anywhere? Like the clock is your enemy, constantly reminding you of everything you haven't done? You're not alone. We're all in the same boat, sometimes paddling frantically, sometimes just drifting. But what if I told you the secret to reclaiming your time isn't about cramming more in? It's about a few simple, but profound, shifts in how you think. Welcome back to Speedy Mindset, your friend for a more organized, productive, and yes, joyful life. Today, we're diving deep into the murky waters of wasted time and fishing out the absolute best mindset shifts to help you finally take back control. Because let's be honest, who hasn't lost an hour scrolling through cat videos when they meant to finish that report? Guilty as charged. So, what are these magical mindset shifts? They're not complicated secret codes. They're surprisingly simple adjustments to how you perceive time, your productivity, and even yourself. And here's the kicker, they don't require an expensive seminar or a self-help guru chanting affirmations while balancing on one foot. They just require a little awareness and a willingness to change. Mindset shift number 1. From I'm busy to I'm prioritizing. This is a big one. We wear busy like a badge of honor, don't we? It makes us feel important, like our lives are significant. But often, busy is just a polite way of saying, I'm not managing my time effectively. Think about it. Are you truly busy, or are you just filling your time with low-value activities? Let's take Mike. Mike always says he's busy. He's constantly checking his phone, responding to emails within seconds, jumping between tasks like a caffeinated squirrel. He feels productive, but at the end of the day, he's exhausted and hasn't made significant progress on his important projects. Now meet David. David also has a demanding job, but instead of saying, I'm busy, he says, I'm prioritizing. At the start of his day, he identifies the 1 to 3 most important tasks and focuses on those first. He blocks out time for deep work, turning off notifications. He says no to requests that don't align with his priorities. David isn't necessarily working more hours than Mike, but he's working smarter. The theoretical basis here is simple. Activity does not equal achievement. We have a finite amount of energy and attention. Wasting it on things that don't move the needle forward is the ultimate time waste. By shifting from I'm busy to I'm prioritizing, you're acknowledging that your time is a valuable resource and you get to decide how it's spent. Practically, this means making a conscious effort, perhaps at the start of your day or week, to identify what truly matters. Write it down. Be ruthless about what gets your attention. Mindset shift number 2, from I need to do everything to I can delegate or eliminate. This one is a tough pill for many of us to swallow. We have this idea that if we want something done right, we have to do it ourselves. Or worse, we feel guilty saying no. Think of it like this. Your brain is like a highly efficient, but sometimes easily overloaded computer. Every task, every little to-do, takes up processing power. When you're trying to do absolutely everything, you're slowing everything down. Consider Mark. Mark is a perfectionist. He insists on doing everything himself, from answering every single email to organizing office supplies. He's overwhelmed and constantly feels behind. His coworker, Lisa, on the other hand, understands the power of delegation. She trusts her teammates with tasks that don't require her unique expertise. She also has a things I will not do list in her notebook. Things that are time wasters or don't contribute to her goals. Off the list they go. The theory here touches on the concepts of opportunity cost and distributed cognition. Every minute you spend on a task someone else could do, or a task that doesn't need doing at all, is a minute you could have spent on something more impactful. And leveraging the skills and time of others, whether colleagues, family members, or even outsourcing, is a fundamental principle of efficiency. Practically, this looks like identifying tasks that can be delegated or eliminated altogether. Ask yourself, does this truly need my personal attention? And what is the consequence of not doing this? You might be surprised how many things fall into the can delegate or can eliminate bucket. Mindset shift number 3, from I'll get to it later to do it now or schedule it. Procrastination, the thief of time. We convince ourselves that we perform better under pressure, or that we'll have more energy or inspiration later. But let's be real. Later often turns into never. Picture this. You have a task that will take 15 minutes, say, responding to a quick email or tidying up a small area. You think, I'll do that later. Then, that 15-minute task hangs over your head, taking up mental space. It bounces around in your brain like a rogue pinball. And when later finally arrives, the task feels bigger, more daunting. Compare that to David, a different David this time. When David gets a small task that can be done in under, say, 2 minutes, he does it immediately. He follows the 2-minute rule. If it takes longer, he immediately schedules it into her calendar. No ambiguity, no later lurking. The theoretical basis is twofold: the cost of task switching and the power of commitment. Every time you put off a task and then come back to it, your brain has to reorient itself. This context switching is mentally taxing and slows you down. Secondly, by immediately doing or scheduling a task, you're making a concrete commitment. You're telling your brain, this will get done. Practically, this means adopting habits like the 2-minute rule and immediately blocking out time in your calendar for planned tasks. Don't just write it on a to-do list and hope for the best. Schedule it like you would a meeting. Mindset shift number 4, from perfection or bust to good enough, is excellent. This one is dedicated to all the perfectionists out there. We strive for flawless results, and while that can be admirable in some contexts, it can be seriously paralyzing when it comes to getting things done. The fear of not being perfect can lead to endless tweaking, overthinking, and ultimately inaction. Imagine James, who is writing an important report. He spends hours agonizing over the perfect font, the most eloquent phrasing for the first paragraph, and meticulously checking every single sentence multiple times. The report is technically flawless, but it's also late. His colleague, David, on the other hand, focuses on clarity, accuracy, and meeting the deadline. His report is well-written and informative, and he submits it on time. It's good enough, and in this case, good enough is infinitely more valuable than James's late, perfect masterpiece. The theoretical bedrock here delves into the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. Often, 80% of the value or results come from 20% of the effort. Striving for that extra 20% of perfection can take up 80% of your time, with minimal added benefit. There are diminishing returns on the pursuit of absolute perfection. Practically, this means consciously asking yourself, what is the acceptable level of quality for this task? And is the extra time I'm spending truly adding significant value? Learn to recognize when something is good enough to move forward. Mindset shift number 5. From multitasking is productive to focus is power. We've been sold the myth of the super multitasker. Juggling multiple tasks at once feels efficient, like you're getting so much done. But research overwhelmingly shows that multitasking actually reduces productivity and increases errors. Think of your brain like a spotlight. When you multitask, that spotlight is flickering between different tasks, losing focus and energy with each switch. You're not giving your full attention to any one thing. This leads to mistakes, missed details, and ultimately, taking longer to complete everything. Take Emily, for instance. She used to have 10 browser tabs open at once, her phone buzzing constantly. She felt scattered and overwhelmed. Then she learned about the power of focus sprints. She now schedules dedicated blocks of time for single tasks, turning off notifications and closing unnecessary tabs. The results are dramatic. She finishes tasks faster, with fewer errors, and feels a sense of accomplishment instead of constant overwhelm. The theory behind this is the significant cognitive cost of task switching. Our brains aren't wired for true, simultaneous processing of complex tasks. We are sequentially focused. When we multitask, we're rapidly switching our attention, which is mentally draining and leads to shallower processing. Practically, this means consciously practicing single tasking. Identify periods where you can dedicate your full attention to one thing. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary applications, and create an environment conducive to focus. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but the gains in efficiency and quality are immense. So there you have it. 5 powerful mindset shifts that can transform your relationship with time and productivity. It's not about magic formulas or working harder. It's about working smarter by changing the way you think about time and tasks. 1. from I'm busy to I'm prioritizing. 2. From I need to do everything to I can delegate or eliminate. 3. From I'll get to it later to do it now or schedule it. 4. From perfection or bust to good enough is excellent. 5. From multitasking is productive to focus is power. Implementing these shifts won't happen overnight. It's a practice, a muscle you build gradually. Start small. Choose one shift that resonates most with you and focus on practicing it this week. Observe how it changes things. Be kind to yourself. There'll be slip-ups. But the key is awareness and persistent effort. At Speedy Mindset, our goal is to empower you to live a more intentional and productive life. These mindset shifts are just the tip of the iceberg. We'll be diving deeper into practical strategies and further theoretical insights in future videos. If this video resonated with you, if it sparked a realization about your own time-wasting habits, let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your experiences and answering your questions. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our future explanations on how to optimize your life and unlock your full potential. Stop wasting time. Start reclaiming your life. It all begins with a shift in mindset. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.